Check and see if we're recording. Nice. I'll do one of these to sync my audio, which I don't actually have to do because I don't record my audio independently. The mic runs straight into the GoPro. But anyway, it's been a long time since I've made a motovlog. Last one I made, I was on a 2000 and something Suzuki DR650. Now 2014 Triumph Tiger Roadie. Should be noted also that I live in Georgia, not in Ohio. That's where I'm at now, is the West Brow Community Center up in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. I'm gonna clip my backpack here. We moved to Georgia. Gosh, it's been years since I've made a motovlog, so I'm not gonna give you a whole bunch of detail. We'll save that for another video. I'm also fatter than the last time I wore this, apparently. So anyway, this is just basically a test vlog, something to make sure all my vlogging stuff still works. And to get this thing washed, the pollen here is so bad. I don't know if you can see that, but I ride this bike every couple days, if not every day. And this thing needs a wash. So let's go for a ride. Let's make a video. And let's get this thing washed. So, yeah, like I said, we moved to Georgia. And, gosh, I haven't wore this giant Icon helmet in a while either. Usually I ride with a motocross helmet on. Or, like, one of those hipster open face helmets that's all glittery and has a big bubble shield on it. So my head is sweating profusely. I say a lot too. So, oh, a tinted visor, that's nice. Yeah, it's been years since I've worn this helmet.
Stupid.
Lots of construction here on the brow of Lookout Mountain. People building homes. Some really nice homes over here. So, at any rate, I'm gonna buzz down the mountain here and head to the quarter car wash. Wash all this pollen off this thing. I park under a carport. I don't park necessarily in a garage. My garage is my workshop at my house. So I got a woodworking shop in there and all my tools and stuff. So I don't have room for my bike. And if I did, it would just get covered in sawdust anyway. So the motorcycle goes in the parking spot under the carport. It's a big carport. My FJ Cruiser sits under there too, so. Up here on Lookout Mountain, easiest way to get down to the nearest city is Trenton. Let's go right down this road right here, which is a pretty cool road. Anyway, I hope you all are doing well. My, like, 25 subscribers and 15 people that might watch this video. I will be making more videos because I have no reason not to. I pretty much make my own schedule. I work for myself. So I've been trying to get this woodworking business off the ground for quite a while. I think finally it's going to happen. This is the worst part about this mountain, is you get stuck behind a semi-truck or a cement mixer or a box truck or somebody bringing lumber up here for construction. And this grade is pretty steep. It's hard to tell on the video, but this grade's really steep coming up the hill. And actually a lot of cars break down at the top of the hill. In a future vlog, you'll probably see broke down cars in a parking lot that we rode past. And I'll point them out. And that's because people like blow their engines up, overheat pretty severely because this grade is so long and so steep. It's several miles and it's steep. It's very steep. So you can see the mountain out ahead of us. That is I forget the name of that mountain. At any rate, we're basically as high as them, but going straight down to the bottom. Like, there's no switchbacks here. You can see there's no switchbacks. So, I mean, it kind of does skirt along the mountain a little bit, but it's mostly just straight down. So, lots of people break down, or you get stuck behind a cement mixer going like 7.4 miles an hour the entire way up. Haven't seen a lot of bikes out here. I see a lot down in Chattanooga. We're close to Chattanooga, so I see a lot of bikes there, and I see a lot of bikes down the mountain, but I don't see a lot on the mountain. There's not really any reason to ride up there. It's just some communities where people live, and that's it. It's not really any great roads or anything, so. I'm ready to get into a slower speed limit and open this visor. My face is sweating. That Georgia heat, it's not even summer. It's 86 today. That's what it's supposed to be, and I'm complaining about the heat. So, anyway, we moved from Ohio. We moved from the house I used to vlog at to a farm. We bought a farm in Ohio. We sold it, bought a bigger farm, and then we had a really rough winter. My wife and I both had a really rough winter where we just, man, we were just sick all the time with like the cold and the flu and dry skin. Like our knuckles were cracking open from dry skin. It just all sucks. Everything's dead. You can't go outside. You can if you want to freeze. And I know like people in Alaska and Canada are like, oh, that's a weak winter. Excuse me. I don't care what you say. Winter is winter. When it drops below like 40 degrees, I'm pretty much miserable. So my wife and I are both pretty serious about hating winter, and we are warm weather people. So we moved to Florida. That lasted for like 8 months because we liked the city we moved to, but we hated city life. We went from like big farms to we bought a house in St. Petersburg, Florida, and that was nice in some regard, but also like we wanted to have chickens and we wanted to keep bees, and we just missed all the things we did when we were farming. So we bought land in Georgia here. We kind of wanted to live in Tennessee. I'm glad we're a little further south, but Tennessee doesn't have income tax. State income tax rather, so that would have been nice, not have to pay state income tax. But my wife, she works in Tennessee. That's how close we are to the state line. She works in Tennessee, and so we pay Georgia state income tax. It is what it is. We're happy where we're at, and living on the mountain is pretty sweet. Beautiful views. It's always a little cooler up there than it is down here. Like, it's not that much higher, but it's 5 degrees cooler up there for sure. So hopefully it's not too windy, because I am hot. I'm sweating on my head only. The rest of my body feels pretty good. So we're getting ready to come into Trenton, which is the nearest like kind of city to where we live. This person's gonna take the shortcut. There's a little shortcut here, but I can tell they're not that fast. So, and there's another truck up there. So Trenton is an interesting little city. It's in the county of Dade, Georgia, which Dade County has some really cool history and some cool Civil War history. It wasn't until sometime after the Civil War that you could even get to Dade County, Georgia without going to Tennessee. Like, you had to come in here through Tennessee because of the mountains. Yeah, see, we beat this person going the long way because they don't drive that fast. For that shortcut to work, you got to really kind of get after it. So there's this kind of thing here that it was like during that time it was the state of Dade, where Dade County was its own. They tried to secede from the South. Obviously that wasn't going to happen. They weren't going to let that happen. But there wasn't anything anybody could really do about it, because during that time you had to like come way up through the valley to get here, because the county is surrounded by mountains. So it's a really small county too. Some cool history here in the South that we don't have in Ohio. I never really experienced in Ohio, like Civil War, cemeteries, and things like that. So I'm just now starting to scratch the surface of the history just in this area. You know, I enjoy history. I'm not like, oh, I'm a history buff. I'm not one of those guys. But I do like history, so especially American history. I mean, it's where we all came from. So that's led me to research a little and just read a little, goof around on the internet and see what I can turn up. It's the world's worst skate park right there. I don't know if you can see that. I honestly don't even know if this thing's recording. I don't know how good the battery is. I have a Hero 7 that I have for just vlogging that I'm going to start using. I've made a couple videos with it now. It's really cool. But this is a Hero 3. So enjoy the quality on this until I buy another Hero 7. Man, I cannot wait to get this helmet off. I feel like claustrophobic in this thing. I was saying earlier how dirty my bike is from the pollen. The pollen is actually tearing me up right now. I spray Flonase 2 pumps in each nose hole twice a day, in the morning and at night. And I take a Benadryl, and I'm still like sneezing, coughing, itchy eyes, sore throat all day. That's how bad the pollen is. And I guess, according to the locals, it's never been this bad. Or it's been a long time since it's been this bad, but it's a level of pollen I'm not used to. My throat actually hurts right now. Just talking makes my throat feel pretty sore. So, we'll go over here to the Quarter Car Wash. Wash this pig down. Man, it's been so long since I've done one of these. I never really knew what to do before. I still don't really know what to do now. So there's a ride-through car wash, like a drive-through, not a ride-through, a drive-through car wash. It'd be fun to just ride my bike through it, but I don't think that's real advisable. So, oh man, Triumph Triple sounds good. So first things first, let's take my phone down. Don't want to wash it. Don't really care if that cord gets wet. And let's figure out how this mother trucker works. There's got to be a change machine here, hopefully. Six minutes. Cool. Pre-soak. Oh yeah. You say you're not supposed to wash a hot bike. Bull crap. I mean, don't spray the header, but come on, give me a break. I think it's wet in the rain when I ride. Ride through a puddle, everything gets wet. Don't think it matters. Hey. What the F? What the F? Other people in this car wash probably think I'm a weirdo talking to myself in here, but don't care. I should make sure I'm still recording so I'm not just talking to myself for no reason. Looks like it. Pre-soak. Kind of lame. Whatever. Alright, what's next? Soap. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't really look like soap though, does it? I guess it is. Oh, Oh, clean, clean, clean. Oh, you do clean, very clean bike, yes? You like a clean bike? Scrub-a-dub-dub. Oh yeah, just wash all the grease off my chain, all the oil off my chain. Who cares? Who cares? Get on up under here. I'm still rocking a Florida plate because ad valorem tax. Look it up. Seriously. Ad valorem tax is the biggest scam I think I've ever seen a state do to people for their license plates, registration, transfer of title. Like totally just like unconstitutional nonsense. Basically, I bought this bike and I paid tax on it when I bought it. Come to Georgia, you better get that wallet out because you're gonna pay tax on it again. And they say, well, you don't have to pay, you only have to pay $40 a year for registration. In Ohio, I paid tax one time, still only paid $40 a year for registration. I didn't have to pay it twice. Straight up robbery. Just a bunch of crooks in the state. Who knows where that money's going? It ain't going to the roads because the roads aren't that great. It's like everywhere, the roads are pretty terrible. This thing is like puking out soap. Wow. Nice. I've never seen one of these. Hey, get up there. Never seen one of these soap this much. I've never seen this bike have this much soap on it, actually. Whew. Come here. What do we want to do? Degreaser? Nah. Tire clean. Tire clean. None of this stuff probably does anything. It's all probably just the same soap at different pressures. Come here. Or it's gonna make my tires super slick, so when I pull out of here I'm just gonna crash immediately. Which, that'll be cool on video. Gosh, I still have 2 minutes left. Guess we'll get a good rinse. Oh yeah. No! Dang! That is some pressure. Under pressure! I don't like to hit my bike with this much pressure usually. We'll hold it back. This stuff isn't made for, it's waterproof, but it's not like it's meant to just get hammered with water pressure. So, we'll get too overzealous here. It'll have no pollen on it, so that'll be a huge improvement. Is that thing beeping at me? It is. Timing was impeccable. Fantastic timing. So, I'll show you guys a trick here that I like to use whenever I go to the car wash. Yeah, get up under there. Because I don't like to have a wet butt. So, I should be shocked if this thing's still recording. Holy smokes. A little tricky trick I like to use. Chamois, plastic bag. I'm not going to chamois the whole bike off because who's got time for that? But I'm going to do the seat so my behind doesn't get all wet. course, it might actually feel pretty good because it's so dang muggy out here today. Do the tank too, so I don't have a bunch of water spots on my tank. Or if I do, they'll be tiny, I guess. Whatever. Kind of a dual sport. Just a road going version of a dual sport. AMA. I've given you my spiel about the AMA before in an old video. If you ride a motorcycle and you're not an AMA member, you're wrong. I don't generally support lobbies at all, but I do support the AMA. And if you ride a motorcycle, you should too. The AMA is a great organization for motorcycle riders, and they do a really cool thing called the AMA Hall of Fame and Museum up in Columbus, Ohio. It's technically like Pickerington maybe, but up in central Ohio they have the Hall of Fame and Museum, which is mega cool. And if you get a chance to go visit it, I suggest it highly. So there's a pretty good update about what's been going on with me. Sitting in the car wash, my turn signal on. Anyway guys, stay tuned, there'll be a bunch more of these to come. I'll leave you recording while I pull out of here in case I wipe out. You can enjoy it. Little baby burnout. That'll dry the tire off good. So yeah, stay tuned. Oh, I was going to wheelie off that, but I think it's actually metal. Anyway, for the final time, catch you guys on the flippy floppy. Straight making copies.